Hallo meine lieben Freunde, was geht, was geht, was, guten Abend, guten Tag. Es ist dein Lieblings-YouTuber James Bray und ich reagiere heute auf US elections versus German elections. Now I know we just had the election in the US. As y'all know, there's a lot of controversy with that whole thing going on right now. Not even really controversy, it's just, you know, everybody, some people are happy, well, most people are happy, some people are not, and there's kind of a big thing kind of going on here and stuff like that. So basically, there might be a possible recounting of the votes and whatnot, and while we're going through this entire fiasco, I thought it would be really interesting to compare and contrast the German political system with the US political system as far as the elections go. And what better way to keep myself informed than through a fellow YouTuber called Kelly Does Her Thing. Go ahead and show her some love. Tell her that the Bray Gang sent you. She posted this in 2018, and this video could not be more relevant now if we tried to make it. So let's go ahead and check this out and see exactly what wise words she has for us today. I've seen her videos before and they're very informative, so I'm actually very excited to see where this goes. If you guys are new to the channel, willkommen. If you guys are returning viewers, willkommen zurück. We commentate, we post, we react, we make vlogs, we do literally everything on this channel, and you're gonna love it. Absolutely love it. There's something on this channel for literally everybody. Lately we've been on the European wave this entire year of 2020. So it's actually really fun. Join the Discord server if you want to talk to me in person. And all I ask of all of you guys that have just now discovered the channel is abonniert diesen Kanal, like the video bitte. Vielen lieben Dank, it means a lot. Let's go ahead and dive nose deep into this thing and see what she has to say. Los geht's.
That was a lot of information.
All right.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kelly again, and welcome back to my channel. Many of you are probably aware that we have a very, very important election coming up in the US.
True. She made this in 2018. Interesting. Well, I guess that's when the campaigning probably started.
Which is called our midterm election.
Oh, the midterm election. I forgot about that, to be honest. We're in the real nitty gritty right now.
We call it the midterm election, or just midterms for short, because they come in the middle of the president's term. Very creative, I know. In light of this event, I decided to do a video to discuss with all of you guys the differences between German elections and US elections. So put on your boots and let's go back to civics class together.
Woo! I haven't taken civics since I was probably in like, what, 7th grade?
Sorry, I won't make any more jokes. Germany holds parliamentary elections, or Bundestagswahlen, every 4 years in order to determine the 598 seats.
500? You guys have 598 representatives in Germany? That's insane. That's actually dope.
Of parliament, or the Bundestag.
Damn.
When Germans go to the polls, they cast two different votes.
Okay.
The first vote, or Erststimme, and the second vote, or Zweitstimme.
Zweitstimme.
I know, these are very creative names.
So, I wonder what these votes are for. Like, you have two votes. Erststimme und Zweitstimme. And I wonder why. Well, she's probably going to explain this. And if you guys have any, like, you know, answers to any of my questions, y'all can let me know in the comments down below too. I always read the comments on my videos, man, like, because you guys like to inform me of a lot of the things that I'm asking for, and it's actually really helpful, to be honest.
Each vote decides on half of the seats within the Bundestag, or parliament. The first vote is for a candidate running in the voters' local constituency, and there are 299 constituencies in Germany, which makes up 299 seats within the Bundestag.
Nice.
For those of you who aren't great at math, like me, I will tell you that that is half of the Bundestag. Jeez. And the second vote isn't for a candidate at all, but rather a political party. The vote will go toward deciding how many seats each political party will receive within the Bundestag, so long as they receive at least 5% of the total vote. The people—
Oh, that's dope. That's actually really cool. I didn't even really realize that. I mean, it's kind of similar to how it is here in the US a little bit, except no party outside of the Democratic and Republican Party gets any kind of light of day. Mainly because I feel like most people are uninformed of all the other parties.
Who actually fill these seats are chosen by the political parties in each federal state of Germany. And by the way, there are over 40 different political parties.
40? There's over 40 different political parties in Deutschland. God damn. I promise you, if you ask most people in America how many political parties there are, they're gonna say 2. The more informed are gonna say like 3 or 4. But there's definitely, we have a lot of political parties here too. But if we're being real, the only parties that we have, the political parties we've had historically for the last 45-6 presidents, right, has literally been Democratic or Republican, which, yeah, GG for the people who decide to run as a third party candidate. We'll see. I mean, hey, time is progressing quite fast, and we've seen a lot of historic moves in recent years. So I can actually, I mean, maybe we can look forward to a third party president in the US in the future. Who knows? Who knows?
In Germany, although there are only a handful that are actually represented within the Bundestag because of that 5% rule I just told you about. The Chancellor or Bundeskanzler is elected by the members of the Bundestag. So it's easy to realize that whatever political party has the most seats within the Bundestag will have the most votes within the Bundestag, and therefore will be able to elect whoever they want to be the Bundeskanzler. However, it's not so common for one political party to have 50% or more of the seats within the Bundestag. And so the political parties are having to work together to build a coalition through concessions in order to breach that 50% threshold and effectively elect a Bundeskanzler. And there are no term limits for the Bundeskanzler. In fact,
there's no term limits for the Bundeskanzler.
there are no term limits for anyone sitting on the Bundestag. The president of Germany holds more of a ceremonial role, so nobody really cares about him. In the US, we have elections every 2 years.
Wait a minute, hold on. I have an honest question then. Then what is Angela Merkel's position? I know y'all about to be like, what, bro? No, I really don't even know. I thought she was low-key the president of Germany or something like that. Isn't she? Isn't she? She's like the... Isn't she like the president of Germany or something like that? Or at least like... I mean, whenever I think of Germany, I think of Angela Merkel. I'm confused. I'm not into politics at all. At all. So please educate your smooth brain buddy. All right? Please.
The entire House of Representatives is up for election every 2 years. 1/3 of the Senate is up for election every 2 years to make up 6-year terms. And the president is up for election every 4 years and is restricted to serving only 2 4-year terms.
True.
And unlike Germany's parliamentary system, in the US, the president, kind of a big deal. There are 100 senators, 2 per state, and 435 representatives, the number of which per state varies by population.
True.
DC and the 5 US territories are represented each and only by a delegate in the House who is very limited in power. And I can't really speak to how citizens of the 5 territories feel about that because I've never lived there, nor have I really talked to anyone from there.
One voice for 5 territories. That's got to be rough, man. I mean, I'm not even going to hold you. Like that sounds pretty like, it's just like, dang. Like, I wish they had more representation, but it is what it is.
But I will say that the majority of residents in DC are quite upset with this. In fact, even the DC license plate has a slogan about it. The president is elected through the Electoral College, whereas Congress...
That's what they mean by taxation without representation. Because you're taxing all these countries, these territories, right? But they have one person representing 5 territories. That makes no sense. Taxation without representation. That's
the
wild,
Senate
right?
and the House together is directly elected by voters. And very unlike Germany's 40 political parties, the US has a 2-party political system, which is dominated by the Republican Party and the Democratic Party.
Yep.
All right, that's enough background. Let's move on to the stuff I really want to talk about, which is what is it really like for a US voter versus a German voter?
Well, let me tell you this. When you are a U.S. hate to interject like that, but I feel like being a voter in general has got to be rough, man. Like, everybody asking you, like, oh my God, who'd you vote for and stuff like that. At least from the receiving end of criticism, it is not pretty. Not pretty. I mean, you feel confident in whoever you pick, but you got to deal with the backlash of the lack of you picking a different candidate, I guess, as opposed to whatever the mob decided, whatever the mass amount of people who voted for a particular person decided. It's very interesting, but I'll see what you have to say.
Well, for starters, in the US, it seems like election season never ends because we have these elections every 2 years. So you're always seeing signs posted along the road or in people's yards. You're always getting phone calls from campaign offices wanting to talk to you about their candidate. And you're always seeing and hearing political ads on the radio or on TV.
Or on YouTube.
And these ads are usually in a very aggressive attack format, just like launching offensives at their opponent or the opposition party. And this, of course, ramps up the closer you get to an election like we are right now, but it truly never ends. And these campaigns can cost up to millions of dollars.
True. Oh my gosh. Y'all saw it. People were telling me in Germany they were getting US election ads for no reason. Like, that shit is crazy, man. That shit is crazy.
In Germany, it is so very different. Campaign season is legally restricted to last only 6 short weeks ahead of the Bundestagwahl, which probably sounds like a paradise to many Americans right now, me, who are just a little tired of being inundated with...
Hey, listen, man. The announcement already happened, pretty much. Joe Biden is our projected president right now, but like I said, there's some things happening where people are trying to make sure that the election was a fair election. So there is allegedly possibly going to be a recount of the ballots and stuff like that or whatever. So we don't know for sure, but we'll find out come January who the president is, man. It'll be a real weird twist if Donald Trump gets presidency out of this election. It would be really weird, to be honest, like really weird.
Campaigns. And while there are ads on...
That would be like the grand finale of 2020 that I would be very shocked to see. Just very shocked.
TV and radio in Germany, they're not in this attack style like you see in the US, but they're rather much more cordial. Campaign signs and posters play a much more prominent role in German elections, and it seemed to me like...
Angela Merkel, I see CDU next to her. She's like the head of the CDU. So she's not the president? Or is she the president? I don't know. Like, what is going on? She represents a political party. Like the CDU, obviously, right? But, bro, like, is she the president of Germany or not? Like, I feel like people, when people think of, like, forging, relations with Germany as a country, the first person that comes to mind is Angela Merkel, right? I always see, like, memes and stuff about her and stuff like that, too. Like, it's got to be her. She's got to be the figurehead of Germany, for sure.
These signs wallpapered entire cities in Germany ahead of last year's Bundestagswahl. And I noticed that these campaign signs were quite a bit different from what I'm used to seeing in the US. For example, there was always a picture of the candidate next to their name, whereas here you're usually just getting the candidate's name.
True, I noticed that. I noticed that. I'm like, bro, why don't they put the picture next to the person's name? Like, what the heck? I don't even know who I'm voting for. I just see a name and, like, no face. It doesn't look inviting. It looks mad sketchy. Like, I feel like back in the day, like, they were a little bit better about advertising for political campaigns, but now it just seems very lazy. It's just,
very, very different signs put up by the AfD political party with extremely provocative slogans and photos and thoughts. Something that I never have seen in the US put up by...
They said they're trying to secure that vote by any means. By any means. By any means. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Campaign office. Campaigns in Germany are also far less costly than US campaigns.
I wonder why. America, bruh. we got a lot of stuff going on when it comes to these damn campaigns, bro. I'm like, how do y'all got the money to do this? Like, it's crazy. Crazy. She'll explain it, but it's crazy.
Every German citizen who is at least 18 years old has the right to vote in the Bundestagswahl, and actually at age 16, Germans are able to start voting in provincial elections.
What?
There's no voter registration process because every German is automatically registered, and whenever they show up to the polls, they just have to show their German national
ID. That's dope.
And the German national ID is compulsory for every German who is at least 16 years old. So it is guaranteed for every German to have one. There are very, very few restrictions for who is eligible to vote in Germany, to include those who have a legal guardian or the very rare case of a judge taking away someone's right to vote temporarily because they were convicted of committing a politically motivated crime. But other than that, everybody maintains their right to vote. In the US, you have to be at least 18 to be allowed to vote in any election, and you have to go through a voter registration process.
True. It's not an easy process either. Okay, it's not. It's tedious. Contrary to popular belief, we would like to say that it is a very quick and swift process, but it is not. It's not.
Ahead of your specific state's designated registration deadline. And unlike Germany, it isn't required for a US citizen to have a form of identification, nor is there any sort of standardized form of identification. So in order to register to vote or to go to the polling station on election day and cast your vote, you have to have a form of ID that is accepted by your specific state, such as a US driver's license, a passport, a military ID, and some states will even accept things like a hunting license or a utility bill or something like this. The right to vote for the president is not extended to those residents of the 5 US territories.
I didn't even really know that either. That's something I did not know. I did not know that. Once again, that taxation without representation. They can't even have the opportunity to participate in a vote like that. That's messed up. That's messed up.
And 48 out of 50 states do not allow their felons who are currently serving time to vote. But beyond that, ex-felon and prisoner rights really vary state by state. But in 2016, there were 6.1 million people who were ineligible to vote because of felon convictions. And just to circle back to Germany, felons maintain their right to vote whether they're out of jail or currently serving time.
I wonder why they take the right to vote away once you get locked up. Like, that's a really weird, like, right to confiscate once you're in prison, I guess. It's just really weird. I don't know where the logic is behind that. Like, the way Germany is doing things, I feel like makes a lot more sense, but I don't understand the purpose of taking away a prisoner's right to vote, because I feel like that's just a basic right, a basic human right. But I don't know, maybe I'm making too much sense.
There's also plenty of literature and news stories out there talking about US voter suppression that goes beyond what I just mentioned. In Germany, you receive a letter in the mail telling you where your polling station is based on your residential address. And election day is usually held on a Sunday. For anyone familiar with Germany, then you know that Sundays are very, very quiet. Usually all the stores are closed. Obviously, it's not a work day. And so it is really easy for Germans to be able to go to the polling stations and vote. In fact, a lot of Germans will make it sort of a family activity where the whole family will go to the polling station. Cool. Everyone who's eligible to vote will cast their vote, and then they'll go out to eat together as a family for this special occasion. And
that's actually really dope. Like, that's actually really, really dope. I didn't even really know that. That's really dope. It's crazy. I feel like I don't know. I have a feeling like, well, I know here in America, it's kind of similar as far as the camaraderie goes when you go vote with like the fam and stuff like that, but I don't know. That's actually really cool, like how it's done over there versus here. Here, there's a lot of really decent aspects of it as well. There's just, there's pros and cons to every side, but I feel like overall the election process in Germany is a lot more clean cut than here. Here seems to be a bit more, just a teensy bit chaotic, just a teensy bit.
Elections must be held between 46 and 48 months after the first Bundestag sitting, and so the date of the election can really vary even by the month. In the US, your polling station is also determined by your residential address, but they are not standardized. It can be a fire hall or a parish center or a recreation center or a school and so on. And election day in the US is always held on a Tuesday, which is a work day.
Haley Alexis talked about this too, and she explained it because I think they were trying to find a day of the week to hold the election, since the Saturday and Sunday is the weekend, and then I think Monday people would be too busy because they were working, but then Wednesday it would be. There was a reason why it couldn't be Wednesday. She might explain this too.
Obviously presents some issues. Some employers will allow their employees time off to go to the polling stations and vote, but these accommodations are in no way guaranteed. And so in order to combat this, there are 37 states who allow early voting so that people can go to the polls far in advance of the actual election day and vote in accordance with a time that's more appropriate for their schedule. And I know I didn't mention it earlier, but Germany does not have this early voting thing.
Oh yeah, I keep hearing about this. So I heard about early voting and everything, and I always forget that we have that. But I'm just like, ooh, dang, that's kind of weird, you know, early voting. I feel like they should just have a day where you vote, like a certain time period, fixated on that, and then leave it at that. But I don't know. Like I said, that's just my personal opinion. Maybe not. Maybe like, you know, people feel differently, and that's totally fine. I respect whatever y'all think.
Germany and the US have absentee ballots or letter ballots so that citizens who are unable to get to their polling station are still able to cast their vote as long as it's for an approved reason. And the voting process in Germany is
this year record high absentee ballots because of the pandemic. So that's why I kept talking about there being like a possible recount, because it's being challenged that the counting of the ballots was not done accurately. And it's made for a very interesting case here in America. Like I said, it's going to be very interesting, the outcome of all of this.
Entirely by paper and is standardized across the country, whereas in the US there is no sort of standard and each state can choose its own method, and some states even have multiple methods that they employ district by district. Now please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I did not see nor am I aware of any Germans receiving a "I voted" sticker at their polling station after voting.
2020, so this was made in 2018. Now, you not only get the sticker, you get a notification on your phone, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. If you have a social media account, there's going to be a voted sticker on your name. I mean, thank God the elections are over for the most part. But, well, elections are over, but the process isn't, if that makes sense. So the people's portion is done, but the government isn't. It's just crazy because I've never seen an election push this hard in my life. And it's crazy. I think I've lived through, how many elections was I conscious of? Like maybe four elections, and it's crazy, bro.
In the US, this is like a really popular thing, and on election day you will see people wearing their "I voted" sticker around, posting it on Facebook or Instagram. And there are even a lot of bars and restaurants here in DC who are offering specials and discounts for people who are wearing their "I voted" sticker on election day. It is a huge deal. And this is all sort of a marketing campaign to try to encourage people to go out and vote, because we have a history of really low voter turnout.
True that. This year was, I'm not sure if it was record high, but we broke a record for something. I wasn't paying attention, but y'all can let me know in the comments down below. It was available worldwide. I just know this was definitely not the year for in-person voting. You would think, but there were a lot of people that wound up showing up anyways. But this definitely was the year at record breaking for absentee ballots. That was, whew.
All right, guys, that was so much information.
That was actually very good information. So Kelly does her thing. Absolute gem. Go ahead and give her a subscribe. Subscribe to her channel and let her know that the Bray Gang sent you. That was very informative. Based on what you guys have seen from the American political system and the German political system, which one do you guys prefer? I'm very curious to hear your thoughts and feelings on this, because I think I already have an idea of what I think, but I want to see if our ideas align with each other, thoughts and ideas and everything. So that's pretty much it. Vielen lieben Dank für die Unterstützung von euch und I'll see you guys later. Bis später, Leute. Ciao. Hey, what's up? Did you guys subscribe to the channel? Did you subscribe to the channel? Well, if you haven't, make sure you do that. Also, we do have a Discord. The Discord link is always going to be in the description down below on any of my videos, and it's dope. What we do on Discord is pretty simple. A lot of you guys I'm collecting you guys from a bunch of different countries, a bunch of different places, and you guys want to teach me a whole bunch of stuff. You guys can join the Discord and teach me anything. You can send me any kind of messages and stuff. You can actually post memes. You could participate in the community and just make friends. Just go ahead and join the Discord and see what kind of situation you're getting into for yourself. Also, there's gonna be some giveaways in the future. But to create some incentive for that, I need you guys to follow me on Instagram. Are you guys following me on Instagram? You know what my Instagram looks like? Probably don't know what my Instagram name is. It's right there. Just go ahead and check it out. It's dope. Just follow me on Instagram. I do live streams every day. I try to, engage with you guys in every way possible. I know not a lot of creators are very engaging with their fan base. I try to be engaging. So just go ahead and check it out. There's no harm, no foul. Follow me on Twitter too. I honestly am trying to grow my Twitter, but I don't really post that often on there. But when I do, you guys will be the first to see whatever post those will be. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you guys want shout outs or whatever, I don't know, we have a lot of upcoming independent artists that have been hitting me up as of late. I might create a series where I favor my international independent artists and stuff, and I might promote you guys for free, but it might just be 1 or 2 a week, and you guys can give me some feedback on that. But all to say, follow me on my social medias. All right, if you guys aren't doing that already, you need to do that because that's a pretty big deal. I'll see you guys later, but enjoy the content I create. It's gonna be random reaction videos, a lot of everything. Reaction videos, vlogs, challenges, cooking videos, gaming videos, anything you guys suggest when you join my Discord or message me on Instagram. But I'll see you guys soon. Take care and follow me. Peace!